Hey everybody, welcome back to True North VR. Today in our head-to-head comparison video, we are looking at the Bobo VR E3 Pro and the Kiwi Design K4 Boost. In this one, we are going to discuss the specs, we're going to discuss the weight, I'll do a try-on, we'll talk about adjustability, battery life, padding, comfort, style, all that kind of stuff, so that you can make a better informed decision on which one might suit your needs. Now, I will give a little bit of my own personal opinion on each of them, but what I've learned is that head straps are a very personal fit for everybody's head. Everybody's head is different. So my goal with this is just give you as much information as I can so that you can make a better informed decision for yourself. If you haven't checked out my other VR accessory reviews, I'll link that playlist below. Let's jump into this one. First, let's go over some basic specs for each of them. So their compatibility and style is both just MetaQuest 3 and 3S compatibility and Elite strap style. Our battery capacity is where we see our first big difference. The E3 Pro has a 10,000 mAh hot swappable battery, while the K4 Boost just has a 5300 mAh battery that's not hot swappable. So our battery life between the two for E3 Pro is we're looking at about an extra 3 to 4 hours, whereas for the K4 Boost, 2 to 2.5 is all you're going to get out of it. Our charging power for the E3 Pro is 20 watts, and they do encourage you to charge those batteries separately from the headset, where with the K4 Boost we have a 25 watt charger and their dual charge system where you can just leave the headset plugged into your battery head strap, and by plugging in just the battery head strap, both are going to charge but themselves. And I'll talk about the charging speeds and all that stuff later on in this video as well. Our weights, E3 Pro you're looking at 450 grams, and the K4 Boost we are looking at about 350 grams for that one. So I have my own little scale. I decided to put them on and see what they measured at. Our E3 Pro I got 452 grams. Our K4 Boost I had 361. So that is a 90 gram difference between the two, which is definitely going to be a noticeable difference. That's not saying that the E3 Pro is necessarily heavy, but your K4 Boost is going to feel a lot lighter on your head with that 90 grams difference. And it definitely is noticeable for me when I've been doing exercise games that the K4 Boost has it's hardly noticeable on the back of my head compared to any other head strap that I've actually used. Alright, so let's do a try on of each of these, show you how they look. We'll talk about some specs, we'll talk about comfort, pivot points, all that fun stuff. So we'll start here with the E3 Pro. Has our knob on the back, you can twist counterclockwise. You could also tilt this up slightly if you'd like as well to help put that on. Tighten it by turning it clockwise. You can adjust the top strap there if you need to, tighten or loosen it. Pretty easy design there. Most Elite straps are. Now we got our K4 Boost, same idea. Got our knob on the back. Put that around. I'm gonna put that a little bit higher on my head. And again, adjust this top strap for where you need it. There we go. Pretty easy there as well. So in terms of adjustability, obviously they both have the same knob, and their pivot points are pretty much in the exact same spot. This will pivot up, and it does have some click to it there, so it is a little bit stiffer to push up, and it does stop at the bottom there. It won't go any lower than that, and it's not just because of the, we go right to the bottom there. There we go. Won't go any lower than that. And then the top pad is a little bit adjustable, obviously there as well, but there's no other pivot points on this head strap compared to many Halo straps that have more pivot points. So if we look at that on our K4 Boost, it's a little bit further down. It doesn't click like that one, but I don't really feel like it needs to, because once you put it on, you can put it where it is, and once it's tightened onto your head, it's going to stay where it is. I never found like it was sliding down. And it actually, in my opinion, it makes it easier to tilt this up and down if you need to look at something while you're playing, which, me having kids, I like that option. Not that I really play around with my kids that much, but it is a nice feature to have. Maybe I need to look at my phone or something, or look at the baby monitor or something. In terms of padding, let's look at the padding here. Our back padding here, let's tilt this right now. Our back padding here is nice and thick, very large. This is a leather material, but it's a softer leather material. I don't know what they did to it, but it does feel softer than other ones, other just traditional leather ones. It is removable, and this does have a honeycomb pad that you can put on the bottom here as well. Maybe if you do more active games and you want more airflow, that's what that is made for. Top pad is removable. That you can remove that or pop that off as well. Easy to wipe down and clean. Padding right here, same kind of material, same cushioning, very soft, very good. I like that cushioning there. Move over to the K4 Boost. Same idea, just not quite as big of padding on the back here. It's a little bit stiffer. It's going to add a bit more support to the back of your head there compared to the E3 Pro. It's a little bit thicker overall. Not saying that the lack of thickness on this makes it any less comfortable, because it doesn't. Both of these are removable as well, and you can easily, that sounds like that battery just died. You can easily just wipe them down clean as well. Same type of top strap as it is in the back. Stiffer, thicker foam than the E3 Pro, but it is just a top strap. So that's something to take into consideration. All right, let's talk about weight between the two. Our E3 Pro is 450 grams, as you saw earlier. So it is a little bit heavier than the K4 Boost. Part of that comes because of our hot swappable battery being over 200 grams itself. Having it on though, there is a little bit of extra weight, but I don't really notice it that much. In my opinion, anywhere between 350 and 450 grams is a good weight for a head strap. Anything more, I personally don't like. So that is a good weight for that. It acts as a good counterbalance. Now, our K4 Boost is 350 grams, and in my opinion, it is noticeable that it is less, especially when I was doing exercise games. Just having a lighter feel, it is noticeable compared to 450, not super noticeable. Anything more than that, though, 100% noticeable. So this is going to be less weight on the back of your head, on your head overall. Now, if we look at just the overall design, obviously this doesn't have a hot swappable battery, and so the battery's built into our back pad here. It is nice and smooth with a recessed knob. But if we look on the side here, this is something I love about what they've done with this one, is the cord doesn't come out till here. It's just a short cord, all it needs to be to plug into your headset. You don't have a long cord coming from the back to reach all its way to the front. I really like that design, and I wish more companies would do that, because it's my favorite cord design that I've seen yet, and I've wondered why more people haven't done it. Speaking of the design here and the charging system, if you use a 45-watt charger and you leave this plugged into the headset and you plug it in just right here, it has two separate lines, so it's going to charge your battery head strap and your headset battery at the same time. So you can charge them both fully in 2.5 hours. In just an hour, they can both be charged to 60%, which is fantastic. Very quick charging. And in my opinion, that does make up a little bit for not having a hot swappable battery. So if you don't need a ton of playtime at once, then that's something to consider. Our battery level of the K4 Boost is 5300 mAh, so it's about half of what the Bobo VR is. It says 2 to 2.5 hours. When I use it, it's usually 2 hours or just under, depending what I'm doing. Again, a lot of games nowadays are taking more power because they're more intense, right? There's a lot of things going on. So it gets me roughly 2 hours of extra game time. So I'm still getting over, between 3 and 4 hours of game time overall, which is a lot. I don't play by myself for that long ever. Maybe if I'm with family and people are using it a lot, then will exceed that time, but I don't ever myself play for that long at once. So that charging system is really nice, because the charging system on the other one, it's recommended that you charge them separately, and the charging time is longer than what it is on this one here. Let's talk about price point between the two. Our E3 Pro on their website is $80 American. K4 Boost is $70 American, so it is $10 less. Now, if you check on Amazon, they usually have sales quite often. So on Amazon.com right now, this one is also still just $80, but this one is 20% off. So you're actually looking at about $56. So at $24 less than the E3 Pro. That is something to take into consideration because that can be a lot cheaper. In Canadian dollars on their websites, this is $130, that's $103. So we're looking at $27 difference regular price in Canadian dollars. And this one's not available on Amazon Canada right now. It has been in the past, and I've seen it go on sale. And so make sure you check those. I'll put all those links in the description so you can check between the websites and see which ones are cheaper at the moment, because that's always a good strategy to use. Other features on our E3 Pro. Once we get up to here, this will give us a percentage. It is at 10% now. It's not quite dead yet. I thought it might be dead. It was beeping because it's at 10%. So it is nice to have a percentage there, because you can always have, if I press the side button here, it gives me a light, but that could be anywhere from 1% to 24%. So it is nice to have that extra percentage there to see what's going on. And then this one does have an audio jack on the bottom. So if you have a MetaQuest 3S, the 3S doesn't have an audio jack on the side. This head strap has a hole for it, right? But there's no audio jack there on the 3S. So if you would like an audio jack, this head strap has it there for you, which is super nice. A really great option to have. And I'm impressed that they saw that need and they put it on there to have. This does have our long cord that I was kind of talking about compared to the K4 Boost. So that's not that it ever really gets in the way, but it's there. It's something to consider, right? All right, so final comparisons between the two. If I was going strictly for softness and, cradling of the back pad, they're pretty similar. I think overall softness or just overall back pad comfort, the E3 Pro would win. The K4 Boost is really close behind. If you have a 3S and you want an audio jack, then this is going to be your answer. This is what you're going to need. And now if you play for long periods of time and you need that extra game time with that hot swappable battery, being able to just purchase another one of these and being able to just swap them out, this is obviously going to be what you need to get. Now, if you don't want to spend as much money, or you don't need that extra game time, and you want something that's lighter and is going to charge faster and just has a little bit less going on overall, then the K4 Boost is the way to go. I use the K4 Boost all the time, and I really like it. I use it when I'm doing workouts, because when it's on, it is nice and secure, but it's super lightweight, so I'm sweating less when I'm playing. I don't have it on here right now. I actually have it on my 3S, but I do have a facial interface that has a fan attachment, and so I just use that and with my Elite strap, the K4 Boost, and it's super nice. One thing that I've learned is that head strap fits are very personal. What some people like, other people don't. Some people love Halo straps, and other people like Elite straps, so I wanted to compare these two Elite straps. Traditionally, I use more Elite straps than Halo straps. I like the feel of them better. Now, comparing between the two, they're very close overall, but those breaking points that I told you before are what's going to do it for you. If you want the audio jack, or if you want hot swappable batteries, E3 Pro is the way to go. If you don't care about those, you want something cheaper, something lighter, something faster charging, and something a bit more simple, the K4 Boost is the way to go. So I hope that this video has helped to answer some of your questions comparing these two. If you have any other questions for me, make sure to let me know in the comments below or send me a message. I'll do my best to answer them to the best of my ability. If you haven't checked out my other VR accessory reviews, I've got unboxings of each of these and assemblies and reviews individually. I've got other comparison videos with each of these as well, so check all those out. I'll put playlists in the description below for you to check out. Thank you for watching this one. We'll see you next time here on True North VR.